All right. Well, we're getting on to 7:15, so
Yes.
why don't we get started? Um, okay, so Elana Wolff is a literary editor, visual artist, and writer of poetry and creative nonfiction. Her work is widely published in Canada and internationally and has garnered numerous awards, including the 2024 Canadian Jewish Literary Award. Congratulations
Yeah.
for her cross-genre Kafka quest book, Faithfully Seeking France. It was published by Guernica Editions in 2023.
I'm just going to set it up for everybody.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
what you're going to see is the 12-minute video that Brenda will be showing, and it represents one aspect of my long-standing and ongoing search for Prague modernist German Jewish author Franz Kafka. So you'll see photos, mostly taken by me during travels over more than a decade to Kafka locations in Europe, produced creatively in a moving format by Brenda, with original musical by American jazz pianist and composer Thor Paulson, and a voiceover of me reading Kafka's Death House, which is the first prose piece in the hybrid Kafka quest book, Faithfully Seeking Franz. I'll just see if you can see it here with my blurred, oh, it doesn't come in, does it? With my blurred background.
The title, some of the title is coming in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fully
some
comes
of
in.
it. Yeah.
Fully.
Anyway, this
Fully.
is the book, and it does
Anyway, it's a
say
great book.
Faithfully Seeking France on the cover of it. And
Yeah,
the
that
book
seems like a
itself,
very Kafka moment, actually. It's like she showed us the cover of the book, but the title was blurred. Anyway,
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
a very Kafkian moment, and not to say Kafkaesque. So the book itself comprises 37 pieces on the Kafka Itinerary. They're mostly creative nonfiction stories, but there are also 11 poems, and there's some reflections, and there's an ekphrastic fictional piece, and 100 photographs. And it's a search really for the man inside the writer. It's a personal journey, which is my own. It's also kind of an eccentric venture of two in the field. E, that's me, and M, my partner, and foil in the search, in search of the elusive K. So that's enough. That's enough to set it up. After viewing the video, there should be a little time for a talk back if you have any questions about the video itself or about the quest in general. So that's it. Brenda, you've got it set up. 12 minutes. So I did say that this is Brenda's production, right? They're my photos, mostly my photos, but they're put together in a very creative way by Brenda. And there's the voiceover, that's my voice. There's also music. So it is an interdisciplinary thing. And it represents much of the quest, not the entire quest, but little snippets of it, facets of the quest. A piece from the itinerary, Kafka's Death House. In January 2014, Em and I stayed 4 days in Vienna, en route from Tel Aviv to Toronto. The main purpose of the stopover for me was to visit Franz Kafka's death house, Sterbehaus, located in Kierling near Klosterneuburg, 19 kilometers northwest of the capital. A devotee, I've slowly been tracing the author's wake. M, my sometimes reluctant partner. Kafka died at the Hoffman Sanatorium on June 3, 1924, a month before his 41st birthday. He'd lived for 7 years with tuberculosis, which he viewed as a mix of gift, judgment, and punishment. At its final stage, the illness attacked his larynx.
A cure for TB was decades away, and the painful treatment, which goes away again without helping, Kafka wrote on one of his final conversation slips, was camphor injections into the laryngeal nerve. Methods of feeding patients at advanced stages of throat illness had not yet been developed either, and at the end of his life, Kafka could not eat and could barely drink. As part of his treatment, he was instructed not to speak. He conversed with his little family of caregivers, his friend of 4 years, Dr. Robert Klopstock, and helpmate of 10 months, Dora Diamond, on conversation slips, his last writings. The final cause of death was likely starvation. It's sad and not a little ironic that on the day before he died, he was correcting the galley proofs of The Hunger Artist, Ein Hungerkünstler, the collection named for the story of a circus artist who makes his living by public fasting. He becomes a sideshow freak when the art he perfects loses popularity to a panther in the adjacent cage, and he fasts himself to death. On our third morning in the city, I'd lain ill at the Hotel de France for 2 days with a mysterious illness of my own. Em and I took the train north to Heiligenstadt Station, the last stop on line U4 of the Vienna Rapid Transit System. There we purchased bus tickets to the medieval abbey town of Klosterneuburg. The day was cold, snowless, and gray. We sat at the back of the bus watching the suburbs blur by. I was preoccupied with thoughts of how we would reach our destination, so to speak, once we arrived. I hadn't found information regarding contacts, opening hours, tours, etc., and was counting on momentum. The bus ride ended at Klosterneuburg, where the spires of the medieval abbey rose into a misty void over the town, summoning images of the castle of Count West-West in Kafka's unfinished, posthumously published third and last novel, The Castle, Das Schloss. We walked across the street to Buchhandlung John Durand, where I figured someone would be able to direct us to the Sterbehaus in Gierling. The woman at the counter spoke clear, clipped English. We don't often get people coming into the bookstore asking about the Kafka Museum. You are only about the third and fourth in 20 years, she said quite seriously. The person you want is Herr Winkler, secretary of the Kafka Society. She happened to have Herr Winkler's phone number in her Rolodex and called him for us on the spot. There are 2 people here from Canada who have come to visit the Kafka Memorial Room. Gedenkraum, she announced into the receiver. It was mid-morning, and we'd apparently disturbed Herr Winkler's sleep, but he agreed to meet us in front of the Hofer. He will be there in 20 minutes, the woman told us. We browsed the bookstore, quickly purchased 2 books by way of appreciation, hailed a cab to Kierling, and arrived at the Hofer in under 20. The Hofer is a supermarket next to the former Hoffman Sanatorium, now a residential building. A man in a red and black jacket pulled into the car park a few minutes after we arrived, sprang out of his car, hastened toward us, extinguishing his cigarette, and introduced himself as Winkler Norbert, no longer secretary of the Kafka Society of Austria, but still on call for tours at the Kafka Memorial Room. He led us next door to the staid 3-story building, its narrow entrance located oddly at the far right. A plaque to the left of the entrance identified the building as the Sterbehaus of Franz Kafka, and on the intercom panel, the names of the present residents. Barghouti, a prominent Palestinian surname I noticed, appeared twice. We followed Herr Winkler up the stairs. He unlocked the door to apartment 6, the Kafka Memorial Room. This is not the room where Kafka stayed, Herr Winkler informed us. Tenants occupy that space now, but the balcony where Kafka sat can be viewed from the Hofer car park. Kafka spent 7 weeks at the Hoffman Sanatorium, from April 19, 1924, till his death. Sunshine was prescribed for TB patients, and weather permitting, he would sit shirtless on the balcony, gazing at the garden below and into the firs and pines of the Vienna woods, the Wienerwald beyond. He was in the countryside, attended to around the clock by Robert Klopstock and Dora Diamond, whose hand he'd asked in marriage probably at the end of April, when hope of remission was buoyed by spring weather, country quiet, fresh fruit, and the scent of cut flowers. Lilacs, peonies, and columbine are named on the conversation slips. Can't laburnum be found? He wrote on one of the slips. Laburnum is a flowering shrub with bright yellow flowers. One wonders if he was aware that all parts of the plant are poisonous. The memorial room was stark. Medical records and death registers displayed in glass cases alongside instruments once used in treating TB. Copies of Kafka's last letters to his parents, a family tree, photos of Kafka, Klopstock, Dora, and others mounted on the high walls, historical photos of the sanatorium, a few chairs, a table, a guest book, which I sign, and a bookcase of books by and about the author. No original furnishings, nothing personal. I suppose I'd vaguely expected to see the actual room Kafka had slept in, preserved as it had been when he took his last breath, to feel something there of his presence. Herr Winkler showed us down the hall to the original elevator no longer in operation, which Kafka would have used on arrival and departure. The old apparatus reportedly made a huge racket and drained the village's electrical reserves so that flickering lights in the surrounding houses announced every use of the elevator on arrivals and departures at the Hoffman Sanatorium. We walked back down the stairs and out to view the rear of the building and the balcony on the second floor where Kafka sat and viewed the Wienerwald trees, evergreens in the distance. Herr Winkler offered us a lift back to Klosterneuburg, apologizing for the state of his car. He'd been transporting his girlfriend's dogs. We thanked him for his generosity, but neglected to give him a tip, which struck me as soon as we boarded the bus back to Heiligenstadt station. This oversight, which needles me whenever I think of it, can only be explained, though not excused, by our absorption in the day's extraordinary unfolding, how we'd been carried by some fortuitous momentum to entering the place where Kafka had languished and passed. There's no scoop to offer on Franz Kafka. He died at noon on June 3rd after begging morphine from Robert Klopstock. "Kill me," he's said to have commanded his friend, "or you're a murderer." Klopstock administered the morphine. He'd sent Dora on an errand so that she wouldn't be present at the time of the final ministrations. She returned with flowers, and Franz, it's told, inhaled their scent as he succumbed in her arms. What happened between that hour and the hour of his burial on June 11th at the new Jewish cemetery in Prague, Strasnice, is only sketchily on record. Jewish funerals are normally held as soon after death as possible, within a day or two at most. Kafka was buried 8 days after his death, and one wonders why the delay. He'd lived much of his life resisting life, and a certain recalcitrance seems to have attended his last passage as well. The great astronomical clock in Prague's old town square is said to have stopped still on June 11th at 4 p.m., precisely at the time of his interment.
I want to thank you again, Brenda, for finally showing this piece. It was actually done a few years ago, but it's just taken this long. Where is Brenda?
I'm right
here she
here.
is.
I'm here.
Okay,
I'm
here
just
you are.
asking people to unmute so that because we like to have a discussion. So yeah.
Yeah, it was a huge undertaking, Brenda, and I know I'm fastidious. And you did and redid and redid. Yeah, thank you very much.
Oh, of course, it was a huge amount of work. And we did the 12-minute, and then why did we do the 5-minute? Because it required, I thought I could just shrink it. Or we did the 5-minute, and then we wanted to use Thor's music, and I thought I could just expand it, but I actually had to start from scratch because it
That's
didn't,
right.
you couldn't just retime it.
You have the other one too with a different voiceover, but this was the voiceover, which became increasingly anxious towards you can hear in my voice. Oh no, we're getting an echo again. Would anyone like to say anything or ask anything?
I just want to say I really loved it.
Yeah, I was unaware. I didn't know that he wrote The Hunger Artist while he was wasting away himself. That was striking for me.
What I want to say about The Hunger Artist is that he started writing it earlier, but he actually corrected the proofs for The Hunger Artist, not just the story, but it's the title story of his final book, which contains 4 stories. But he corrected the proofs on his deathbed. So he was really, even though he wasn't speaking, he was writing on these conversation slips, and he was correcting those proofs really up until the day he died. But The Hunger Artist really is his story about gradually wasting away and starving and holding that high ideal of perfectionism, which he held. Yeah. It's sad, right? It's very sad.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Elana, because of October 7th, we stopped everything that we were going to do to show them at different events. And then you did release the 5-minute one, and a lot of your friends saw that.
Thanks. Elana, wonderful. And Brenda, of course. What I wanted to ask Elana, I have your book, and I have to admit that I have not yet read it because, you know, I'm always going from project to project, and I try to focus on whatever it is that I'm doing and not, you know, and read whatever is related to the project I'm working on. But I do have the book. I didn't neglect to buy it, and I'm looking forward to sitting down finally with it. But what I was wondering, because you gave it kind of a short introduction before the visual presentation, I'm wondering if you can say a little bit more about your, you know, why you did this. Like, what was your motivation? I know we all, you know, we're all fascinated by Kafka, but, you know, for you in particular, what drove you to do this?
Yeah, so the answer is really 2 parts, because there's the quest in the field, which is presented in this piece and in the other piece, which started around 2010, 2011. But prior to the quest in the field, there was the quest in the books. You know, I started reading Kafka as a teen and I was swept away. I was totally bowled over and taken in. So it started really my the intense kind of personal mentor relationship with Kafka started when I was in high school. And why that happened, I don't know, because Kafka wasn't on any curriculums, and I don't recall that anybody said, "Oh, you got to read Franz Kafka." I was just drawn to it, and I never left it, and I just kept reading and reading and reading, and got into it more and more. And I mean, it's there are different parts of this in the book as well. And between 2008 and 11, I was taking a biography course, and the end of that course had to be an assignment on somebody who had contributed artistically and significantly who is no longer living. So for me, of course, it was Kafka. And that really prompted the quest in the field, which I wasn't able to do anyway before that because of, you know, all of my family ties and kids, little kids and stuff. So once I was able to do that, to start looking actually on location, that opened up an entirely different world, because it's one thing to read biographies by people who've never once stepped into any of these places, right? And it's another thing entirely to go into these places. Some of them are still standing, some of them are ruined, some are not there, and have this kind of connection, which for us involved, Em and I, my partner and I, involved many synchronicities, coincidences, magical and mystical happenings, which are part of the story. And that's what makes it the kind of story, I think, that is very accessible and readable to people who might not be interested in Kafka's work or might not even like it, right? Because there's that whole story about the relationship between the people who are on this venture together. Yeah. So I just mentioned that in brief in my introduction, but many people who have gotten back to me have said that that's what they love about the book, because they don't really understand Kafka, or they don't really feel connected to Kafka, but they get the whole dynamic between the couple and also the magical happenings.
I'm looking forward to reading the book, Elana. I mean, this is, this is motivating me. And I just wanted to say, I mean, Kafka, is a difficult read. I mean, does anyone really fully understand him? And I think that's part of the draw, right?
Of course.
Right?
He's elusive and he's inexhaustible. And you keep going back and you read him, and then you have to reread him. And every time you reread him, you find something different. I think that's part of the allure. But also his biography and his the way he's been picked up by so many people since his death. He really is living among us through others, right? He is the ghost, the living dead. Yeah.
Thanks so much, Elana. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I loved it too. I loved the book, but I also loved seeing all those pictures that weren't in the book. That was wonderful.
Yeah, so there are pictures in the book. Of course, they're in black and white, a la, W.G. Sebald, that sort of style, uncaptioned and just there, But because I've taken thousands and thousands of photographs over the years, I had to winnow them down. And the ones that Brenda worked with were in many cases different from the ones in the book. Like, I don't know if you remember the last little image of that jelly face on the strand, that little ghost face. It's like one of the last images in the video. I love that photograph. It's like one of my favorite photographs because it's like you're looking for Kafka, and then you stumble upon this little ghost face at your feet. And it was so special, but it couldn't make it into the book because the publisher, Michael Marola, said it's not clear enough to appear in black and white. So Brenda put it in color, and it was, it's there. Yeah. And thank you for your blurb, Elizabeth.
I did a lot.
It was an
I did
honor.
quite a
It was an
lot to
honor.
make it clear. Let's put it that way.
I know.
There was
You
quite a
worked
bit of
really hard.
processing. And
Yeah.
Michael had that version, he probably would have put it in.
Yeah.
I like to think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Rocco hasn't shown up yet. Any more feedback or questions? Or he
Last
should
minute
be here
question.
any
Maybe it will
minute.
be Oz next, right?
Well, no, it's almost 7:45. He should be here.
Okay.
So it's just on his break. Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I haven't looked at it in a year.
Oh, Gordon raised his hand.
Okay, Gordon, unmute.
Gordon raised his hand. Gordon?
You have to unmute.
Here we go. I have been reading the book for quite some time, slowly and carefully, and really enjoying it.
Thank you.
It's and the movie, I feel, is kind of like a snapshot of what the book is all about, and I certainly would recommend it to those of you who have not read it. It's a very careful exploration of Elana's relationship with the spirit of Franz. And it leads to the spiritual connection that she feels with him, leads to all these, how shall we say, strange coincidences and synchronicities, which are spread all throughout the narrative.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating to feel her move closer and closer to his presence.
It's interesting that you say that, Gordon, because at first, some of these strange things that I call kind of magical or synchronous, seem to be my experiences alone. But because the search, the quest in the field is a quest of two people, myself and my partner. He became very involved in that as well. And when he started to experience those strange happenings, yeah, he got the faith, so to speak. And he's a skeptic. He's a really strong skeptic. But he started to have, and then sometimes the role would flip, and I would be the doubter, and he would be the one who was pushing me on. And then we would have a find. I don't know if you've come to that part yet, but it's a really interesting kind of role reversal thing, which is also something that happens in Kafka's own work. You know, these flips and contradictions and stuff. So, yeah, it becomes more and more interesting. And of course, it's not finished. The book is out, but I've still written other things since then. So.
Oh, I see. I didn't quite get that because it does seem fairly complete as it stands.
Well, I had to make a decision, and somebody mentioned COVID. I guess it was Karen Schanfeld, who said that, things have changed with COVID, and they really did, because at that point I thought I might not be able to do this quest in the field ever again, you know? And then I decided now's the time to bring these things together. So I worked madly to bring the pieces together and even to write a few new pieces on translation and reflective pieces, little pensées and stuff. And then I put it together. And then travel started to open up again. So one of the last pieces is about that return to travel at the end of COVID, at the end of, the 2 years after the curfews and the close downs and everything. So it does open up a little bit at the end, but since then I've written a much longer piece, which actually ended on October 7th. So that was that sort of ended it for me at that moment, but I'll pick it up again.
Well,
it happened to be there on location at that time, so it was really difficult, and that sort of closed things down.
Well, I'm sure you will continue your search.
Yeah.
And as you said in response to somebody earlier today, just a few minutes ago, the ghost of Franz is amongst us now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, I agree with that. And I know I've noticed it before as a young man, examining the canon of European literature as a very young man. And you could feel the presence of Kafka in the, I would say, post-war consciousness of literature, European literature.
Yeah. Especially the
1950.
post-war. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
And
then first in Europe, and then it sort of hit the United States, well, I mean, he's with us now. You hear it all the time. People use the word Kafkaesque, and I don't think most of them have ever read Kafka, but there's a certain meaning that holds for them. The young people, I've heard it.
exactly, I was thinking the same of Orwellian today.
Right.
These two, they're like states of consciousness that certain writers have brought to the cultural forefront, and through television, movies, even fairly superficial detective stories or spy stories where one character will say to another, "Oh, that's very Kafkaesque."
Right.
And it really makes its way into popular culture by those sorts of things, and also Orwellian.
Yes.
But you have contributed the how shall I say, the literary end of that search as opposed to the popular culture end. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's and that in of itself is kind of ever never ending and ongoing.
Yes,
Because
yes.
he hasn't yet fallen out of favor. Maybe he won't. He's become
Oh,
so much a part of the 20th and now the 21st century consciousness that he won't fade away. Or if he does,
no,
he'll fade
I don't
away to
think so.
fade back in.
And new generations will discover him as
Yes.
they always do.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of that there's Philip Larkin quotes keep coming up. People joke about awkwardly taking off their bicycle clips, and that's from one poem, one line in one poem by Philip Larkin. And you hear I've repeated it myself. So you see these levels where fine artists, not popular artists, make their way into the culture one way or another.
Yeah. Yeah.
And once they're there, they don't go away.
Oh,
Okay.
I just saw that Rocco came in.
Yes.
Oh, thank you
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
that, Gordon. Yeah,
You're
I
welcome.
just
Yes.
I just admitted Rocco.
Okay, he's here.
Okay. Thank
Rocco,
you
you.
everybody for your comments and
Yeah.
your feedback.
Oh, sorry, Elena. I think I cut you off. Um, Rocco, we need to unmute you because I know you. Oh, there you are. Unmute. Unmute.
Okay. Yeah. Hi.
And hi. Do you want to introduce your pieces?
Oh, absolutely. So I've spent the last probably 8 months to a year, being, having been inspired by my daughter's use of CapCut and kind of like social media video creation apps. And I began to adapt a lot of my published poems um, to into digital art, kind of inspired by um, um, you know, uh, like BP Nickel, as well as a few other people I've seen online doing what we call video poems, and it's just a mix of visual art, the use of archived public not public access, but um, public domain videos, and combining it with music, um, subtitles, the use of subtitles and voice. And yeah, I mean, I think that's the best way I can describe it without looking at it or without seeing one.
All right. Well, I know you're tight for time, so which one would you like first?
Why not? I guess. God, I'm half in my teacher mindset. The Ferris wheel.
In the network of your brain, the Ferris wheel, at early dusk, before the lights come on, the swing of the century lifts you from the deep end of a pool into an old sky, aquamarine, and beyond that, an anvil of cloud, looming and planetary. Bare arms in the breeze, you watch for lightning, the way you wait for a stone in the darkness to hit water, a filament to shock the faces of houses, like someone turning on the bedroom light. Your arms are cast wide, yet you haven't touched a single part of this in years. You're afraid, a neutrino, a ghost particle, beyond the Shackleton range, an unhearable cry in the ice. The cables that run 2 kilometers deep terminate a finger's breadth from you. Come on, all it would take is a touch, and you would light up the whole room.
Okay. So as you can see, I'll stop the share here. As you can see, it was just I used public domain home videos, which are which are on a public domain website, and I combined that with my own poem, and use CapCut to create the video. And CapCut as well provides you with, well, you can come in with your own sound or own music, or it can provide you with music. And the voice itself is probably the hardest part because it's AI. And you are directing it, because I didn't realize how AI can sometimes behave like a human, and where every time you try to input something, it will be different each time. So there's a few points in there where I had to kind of like cut again, like being like a director, just going back, because it wasn't saying the words with the tone that I had been directing it to say. Sometimes it would, and then sometimes it wouldn't. So it's interesting. Each time you don't know what kind of tone or how it's going to say something. And yeah, I have to play around with the punctuation. I have to play around with, sometimes I will, if it's, it'll go up at the end of a sentence with tone, and I want it to go down at the end of a sentence. And so sometimes I will separate out the last 2 words and focus on the last 2 words to make sure they go down. And it is like working with the lack of a better, it's like working with actors, where you're just like, trying different ways to explain to it how you want the voice. And sometimes when you you do a test run, it'll say it exactly the way you want, and then you press generate the voice, and it'll be completely different.
Sounds incredibly like painting, it's like painting.
I have a question.
Yeah,
for you,
Elana has a
Rocco.
question.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Rocco, I'm wondering why you chose to go with an AI voice rather than use your own very sonorous voice.
I really kind of I tried a few times, and um, wasn't happy with the final. Like, I guess combined with the com, combined, if it's just words on, if it's my words on a page, I like, I'm very comfortable with reading. However, when you combine it with the video, when you combine it with the music, when you combine it with the placement of the subtitles, I found that often my voice, it's kind of like, as Brenda mentioned, like painting, where you just don't like a particular color. I just couldn't. That particular color didn't work for me there, and so what I see when I'm doing this digital art is voice is just another color on the palette. Your paint palette. It's just it's just another hue or shade.
And you just didn't like the sound of your voice.
Not in where it was incorporated into the imagery. I didn't. I don't think it worked. And so, yeah, and the more I experimented with the voices, the more I just saw them as, as other mediums of expression.
Yeah. So, Rocco, would you like to show the other video? Because I don't know how much time you have.
I think I have time.
Okay.
I'll just do one more, and if I can find it. So let me go back. I share. Now again, I share the sound, and I go to that page. Where is it? Here we go. Okay, so I'm here, and let me go back, and I think it was, which one was it? I'm sorry.
I think it's the fire one, somewhere far away, that you sent me. Yeah, yeah.
So this is, again, it's I used. It's not my home movies. These are just home movies that families uploaded to the public domain, and I used it in juxtaposition to an atrocity that occurred in Lebanon in the 1980s. And this atrocity occurred in 1982, and the whole movie was filmed in 1982, and I used them both. The description of the atrocity kind of juxtaposed against a middle class kind of white family and what they were doing in 1982.
Okay. Also, Rocco, can you just double check the resolution? Go to the little gear in the right-hand side and just double check it. No, that's speed. Huh. Okay, let's go, because it's looking a bit fuzzy, and I know you did them in 4K.
It's fuzzy, yeah. It's fuzzy on my end, but it'll clear up once I get.
Okay, all right. And then just keep your mouse,
Sorry,
your cursor off the screen so
Absolutely.
the red line goes away. Yeah.
Okay.
Far away, who wail upon shattered roads and wave white kitchen towels upon house-sized piles of rubble. As long as there are young girls running with their worlds rolled into blankets on their backs, crying to no one. As long as there are power cuts and water shortages and partially bald British men and American men with stunning jawlines explaining the devastation like 50s fathers, the massacres, the screams, the Christians stalking Sabra and Shatila like coyotes. As long as we have our mothers to show us how to click our tongues and cup our hands to our mouths during the commercial breaks. Our fathers to teach us the muttered curses for men named Arafat, the finger wag and wink for men named Ariel or Bibi. As long as there are those who eat the thistles and briars for the rest of us, who bear the brunt and ask for more kindness. Not enough, though, to upset the balance of an order that we, the Golden, have agreed exists. Then, we will allow a 10-year-old half-Palestinian boy to raise his Palestinian flag on a 401 overpass for no more than an hour, and when he turns away, shivering, and complains that so many people have given him the finger from their cars, we can then suggest what we Christians have always suggested: surrender, obedience, and better luck in the afterlife.
I would love to send out the link to this public domain website. It's a gold mine of just this kind of big mixture of decades of people uploading their home videos, old PSAs.
Put it in the chat.
Yeah, it's amazing. I don't have it here. I have it on my other computer, but and for people who are interested in music, I just discovered, because I only started searching their music. I realized that LPs were the YouTube of that time. What people turned into an LP, the you know the craziest things. If you had the money and you had an idea, you would turn it into an LP and share that idea with other people. You had things like audio instructional LPs for flying an airplane.
Cool.
So somehow, yeah, you would have someone, I guess he thought it was a good idea to have a record player on an airplane, and they would give you instructions on what to do while you're flying. Just incredible. And I have a feeling like it was like, we've always had a form of YouTube, just people, wanting to share their advice or share instructions or their recipes. It's always been there, but just different forms.
It's fantastic. I mean, all the resources are there. So as an artist, as a poet, you can definitely create a video poem. But I didn't know about the AI voice, because I have so much trouble with recording my voice. I don't like my voice. I mean, I like my voice. I'm glad I have a voice, but
but it is like trying to direct a cat. Like, I will say that it is the longest part of the whole process, is getting the voice to sound the way you want it. It is, it's by far, I would say it's 70%.
Was that also on CapCut, or was that somewhere else?
It was CapCut.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I got the idea from my daughters because they were creating videos on their own. But anyways, I have to get back to my work. I really appreciate the time. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Thank you. Yeah,
Rocco.
thank you so much, Rocco. I'm so glad I saw that post somewhere. I think Elana congratulated you or something. Anyway, on a
Thank you so much
post.
for the time and everything. I appreciate it.
It's been great. It's been great. Thank you so much. And they're beautiful video poems.
Yeah,
they're beautiful.
If we search your name, Rocco, can we just find
No,
them?
they're private right now because I think
One
they've been
is
published.
now public. I just finished a new one. I keep it. I'm trying to. Anyways, it's all to do with granting applications and stuff like this, and so I turned them. They're private right now, except for one, which I'm kind of promoting, and you'll be able to find it. It's my latest.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Rocco.
Take care. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye. She's really completely nuts. She's racing around the apartment at high speed.
Well, I brought my cat back into the room, so that might happen here. I don't know.
Oh no, she's just a little wild dog puppy.
I'm laughing my head off. Let me see her again.
Oh, she's crazy right now. If she sees the microphone, she'll start biting that.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, she had a good long nap and she's just total high energy right now. Okay, Oz, would you like to, let me just get to the participants here. Um, would you like to introduce your piece, but we have to unmute you. You have to unmute. You're muted, asked to unmute. Yeah.
Am I unmuted now? Yes. Also, all of that is very, very wonderful. Thank you for inviting me, Brenda.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Yeah.
Really, really good. And as Elena was mentioning Kafka so many times in my mind on another track, I kept hearing Clarice Lispector. And she's almost like a more of a modern Kafka. What a wonderful artist that is.
God, she's my favorite. She's my favorite author.
She's a difficult author,
Yeah.
but just
Yes.
Kafka vibe. Anyway, I just wanted to say that. Um, uh, I really don't know how to describe myself because I do a bunch of things from drumming to writing to painting to some performance art also.
And photography.
And photography, a lot of photography. I'm tired of photography. This is driving me crazy. But what I wanted to do was there we go. I wanted to read a poem, a live poem, and then show Nightfall. And if there's time, show Black Buto. If there's time. There may
I
not be
think
time.
we'll do Black Buto at the end.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I'll read the poem and then we can go right into Nightfall. So the poem goes like this. Enter the house of language. Inside the house of language, the word, the sentence, the paragraph. Now, at the level of the word, the jangle or music of word sequence, hearing into the citadel of language, but not through the front gates, but from below, by stealth. Through the net of shadows, east by the moon trees, I approach the citadel of words, not through the sleepy front gate, but from below, by stealth, from the unknown. And the ghost slipped inside the room, svelte and ancient, frail but enduring. It slipped inside me. Then I saw what the ghost saw, a hidden ledge on the hidden wall and the dusty doors to the wars. There is something in her eyes that belongs to fate or life. Something unimaginable pours into the room. I feel small. I feel vulnerable. I feel kindred of the night. As a boy, I knelt in prayer. As a man, I fell to my knees. As breath, I surrendered. Ghosts of the afternoon, enter, please. Light from the west, through the filter of trees, enter, enter. Now I don the evening's mood for the smoke of remembrance. That poem was written in 2017.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
Kept it, and it looks in without being specific. It looks in a number of directions, and themes that are expressed elliptically.
Olga has her hand up.
Oh, go, Olga. No.
You need to unmute, Olga.
No, I actually clapped.
Oh, that was clapping.
Yes, sorry about that. So
I should just a quick note. Nightfall is a sketch of a piece that I'm working on with my partner Ava, who's a really wonderful artist, and we were able to videotape in the daylight hours, but our camera went crazy in the dark time, in the darkness. So we just put together the daylight pieces. So it's called Nightfall, and yeah.
Okay. Let's hope.
Yeah, no, I can just go slowly. Yeah.
I think that was wonderful. It was just slowed everything down and just focused on the people in our city, you know, individuals. It's like the homeless or the lonely. You need to unmute, Oz. Yeah. You need to unmute.
I unmuted, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a we went to a show of a friend's music one night recently, and we ended up walking through a place where they take it's a slaughterhouse area, and we ended up walking through this energy of like abattoir or slaughterhouses, and had an energy to it, and we were like, we wanted to work with that as artists, uh, uh, it's fairly intense.
It is.
We're going to try again to get exactly what we want this next time.
Would you consider adding a poem to that, or a few words here and there? I mean, you read a poem that had so many ghosts in it. It kind of like not to interrupt it or give it an interpretation, but to enhance it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
be honest, Brenda, I didn't think of it so much.
Yeah.
I'm still this is a work in progress.
Yeah, no, and this series is, you know, also it's workshop. Like you don't have to bring a final piece.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Because you get some feedback. Yes. Oh, sorry, I have madness here the whole time. Stephen, unmute. You had your hand up.
Well, I was gonna say that I actually really like kind of, you know, video photographs of what you call liminal spaces, I guess, where maybe not necessarily the action is happening, but you're kind of seeing this slice of the world. But I actually was kind of hearing a poem already because there's the wind hitting the microphone in these chaotic ways, and so and some music I listen to sounds like that. So I was actually kind of going, well, there is a poem happening already that I was hearing. So anyway, that's it.
Yep.
I have a technical question as to what camera did you use? And I mean, it was like a perfect steady cam.
Yeah, I bought
like how did you was it with a selfie stick? But I mean, I've taken like walking shots, but that was like such smooth flow. How'd you do that?
It's with this beautiful thing called the Godel steady. It's like a steady cam.
Wow.
Cell phone to it.
Yes.
And, you download the app for it. You link it up, and then it will go with you with that steady feeling. Yeah.
Wow.
Incredible.
What did you shoot that with?
My regular
iPhone?
Yeah, this is not an iPhone. This is the just a regular old cell phone kind of thing.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it was such an like a weird landscape that you found with all those trucks and like, you know, and is that
the effect of that is oh, I wish I had it near me. It's in the other room. But it's a little thing you can buy for let's say $170 at any one of the camera stores. Just ask the people. They'll say, yeah, we have those, you know. Beautiful stable shots, you know. So you
nice.
Very,
things.
very, very cool. I actually like the real minimalism of that.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can, it's like, you can't do that for, well, unless you're doing something really, really experimental, like do something that minimal that goes for 10 hours. People have done that, you know.
Yeah, they've
I
done that.
mean, I really like that movie called Roma. I don't know if you saw that movie. It was called Roma, nothing to do with Rome. It's a neighborhood in Mexico City.
Oh,
And I can't remember the name of the director who did it, but it was about his relationship with his nanny and his family's relationship with their nanny. And he had a lot of like very static shots of scapes like that lasted for like, I just loved the movie. It wowed me. Some people would find it very too slow, but I didn't. I thought it was just an incredible movie. And some of your shot made me think of that actually.
Oh, wait till you see the piece. I'm going to show it at the end. It is, I think it's a masterpiece. Elana, you had your
Yeah,
hand
I
up.
just
Oh,
wanted
sorry.
to feed into that. Sort of following on what Stephen was saying, also Karen, that I felt the poetic in it, and I actually thought that it was connected to the poem that you read. Specifically, these lines, not through the front gate, not through the front gates, not through the front gates, from below, behind, with stealth, the ghost. And I kept hearing that come back and back, these different takes of this person from behind and from below. And I found that resonance. And then I thought, well, did you mean for that to happen? Probably not. You just happened to read the poem and then show the piece. But I felt the connection. And also that eeriness of the wind. It was like between wind and water, you know. So
And the park trucks.
yeah, yeah, and just this real slowing down. Yeah, not through the front gates, not through the front gates. This from behind, from below, by stealth, and that's what I kept hearing in my mind as I was watching that clip, just to let you know.
Thank you. That's really good. I
Yeah.
but in my film language, silence is a big uh, element. I think that
But it wasn't completely silent, actually, because there were no words in it. The sounds became very audible. The wind and water sounds.
you're right. You're right. But even the non-linguistic part of it has some implied silence,
Yes.
and that always, for some reason, that always feeds me. It always feeds me. You know, so I usually go in that
But
direction.
I could almost hear like phrases in it. Like I could hear
Yeah.
like sort of like a phrase
Yeah.
and an arc and like the wind sound.
Yeah.
But
And I kept thinking narrative too, because so many different stories, like what is she thinking? Where has she come from? Where is she going? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's what we do when something is
Mm,
minimalist and something
mm,
is quiet and something is slow. The reel
yeah.
starts to move in
Fighting.
our minds.
Yeah.
You start writing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You start
Oh,
scripting.
yeah. No, but it's more feeling tone. It's like a feeling tone poem. Something there. We really should move on
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Stephen and then me, and I don't know if unless you want to stay till 10.
Yeah, I can't stay
Yeah,
that
so
long.
I'm going to try to figure Stephen, can you introduce
yeah, I was gonna say that I might have sent you. I think I sent you too many things. So
well,
I mean that could be fine if I just do two or three of them, and maybe I'll just kind of intro them and then we'll see what we have time for. But but I'd knock out one of them for sure, and probably maybe just do two. We'll see. But okay, so the first one I might mention is there's one called Foraminifera, I think. Well, I'll intro it and then you can play it. So anyway,
Yes,
or
yes.
kind of thing. So okay, so this one kind of it was like I sort of do like my pandemic thing was my pandemic hobby turned out to be electronic music, and um, it's becoming more sort of something I perform, and I like visuals with them, and usually the visuals come out of the title, which was often randomly selected. So this one I was talking about is Foraminifera, which is a kind of plankton, zooplankton, which is like a single-celled life form with a shell. And I had played some GIFs I found, some really wonderful GIFs from Japan of Foraminifera, which are these interesting shapes, but that was just for a live performance. And then on the website, it had said, please don't use these in any other media. So then I thought I should come up with something else, and that turned into a concrete poem. So I've constructed the Foraminifera out of brought to you by the letter F, so you can see what you got there. You're muted.
I'm just going to keep playing because we're already at 9:15. And so I'm
Right.
going to play them and then we can have a discussion. So I have some time. We probably, maybe we'll
All
end
right,
at
the
9.
next one. Right. Okay. So the next one, just to direct you to it, it would probably be should be Crow River Ploughman.
Pure night is now with him, is now with him, all carol blessed. Pure night is now with him, is now with him, all care for the moon. Pure night is now with him, is now with him, all carol blessed.
So proud, river, make that they have overborne their continent, they have overborne their
Is now with him. All cat is now with here for all cat is now with him. All night is now with him. All night is now with him for all cat is now
river, make that they have overborne, that they have overborne their continents, that they have ere his youth attained a beard, ere his youth attained a beard, ere his youth
now with him. All night is now with him. Carol blessed the blessed is now with him.
proud, make
that they have overborne their continent, they have overborne their continent, they have overborne their continent.
Stretched his yoke in vain, the ploughman lost his sweat, and the green corn, petty, had rotted. His youth attained a beard. The human mortals want their winter cheer, fatted with the overborne their continent, chief their winter cheer, make so proud
Piping to us
that they have
overborne their continent.
pet crow rivers, therefore hath crow rivers, therefore hath crow rivers, therefore hath pet stretched his yoke in vain. The ploughman lost his sweat every vain. Ploughman lost his sweat every ploughman lost his sweat every.
Wait a minute. Lola, what are you?
This one's more holiday themed.
Okay,
This one's a little more
that's
holiday themed. So anyway,
this is not opening. It's not opening. Darn.
you found it.
Is this it? No. Here
That's
it
it.
is,
Yeah,
right?
you got it.
Oh,
You got
you can see it.
Yeah.
You can see. Okay, yay. England.
I was wondering if Stephen was aware of the American artist Arthur Jafa. He did a piece called
No, maybe I'd like him.
he did a piece called "Love is the Message, and the Message
Okay.
is Death." Love is a message, and the message is death. And he
Oh, I
used,
like it already. Yeah, okay.
and he uses he's a hyper literate person. He's incredible. Anyway, he uses that kind of punchy music to go with his images.
Right.
And but he uses more socially social images to get some really, really punchy things in. But I think you will recognize that metronome kind of feeling in the music. I think you might really like
Right.
it. And I wonder if that was a head of Ultraman I saw there. Was it Ultraman?
If that was a what?
Was that Ultraman you had?
Yeah, there was Ultraman in there. Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah, there was Ultraman in there for sure.
Thanks for bringing him.
Yeah, you know.
And I think my favorite.
Yeah, and there's some other wind-up robots in there. I tried to cover the breadth of toys,
Yeah.
right? Like, you know, the toys you might have. Yeah.
But my favorites were the rats. They were fully embodied.
Okay.
So they weren't
Oh,
plastic.
like
They weren't robots. They were fully embodied, and they wanted to escape the robot world. Is that what I'm seeing?
right, okay. Is that the ones like kind of the ones kind of scurrying around the Jack in the Box? You mean
Yes.
like those ones?
Yeah, they've sprung out of the box, which I really like.
Right. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, sorry, because I had to have a bio break when you were talking at one point. So, did you write this music and create the music for these pieces? Yes.
Yeah, I did the music and the sounds. Yeah.
Okay, and then the images are they public domain images? So they're legal images?
Of the toys, they're all for the toys the toy images are mostly from Wikimedia Commons. There's a few that are photographs I took when I was in Montreal a couple of years ago, and they had a Barbie exhibit, but it was like insane. Like I think I showed Moon Goddess Barbie there, and then Barbie is a Mountie, and then I think there's like they had Bob Mackie design some of the Barbie dresses. Like it was anyway. So I took the photographs of the Barbies, but otherwise they were Wikimedia Commons. I was going to mention in terms of resources, a Wikimedia Commons is a great source of free images.
Okay.
So,
I just was going to be really fast because I live up north in Magnetawan, which is north of Muskoka, but I'm actually now I'm the president on the board of a sound art gallery called NASA, New Adventures in Sound Art. It used to be in Toronto, but the woman who started it, she's actually from up north where I live. And I'm thinking that there might possibly be a way, like your music, it's like a crossover between music and sound art. And I'm just thinking of like a possible, I'm not really involved with, I'm an advisory board, but I could just see it as being an installation in the
gallery. It would be fantastic. I hate to interrupt because we're coming up to 10 after 9.
I know.
So can you guys connect on Messenger? I think that is absolutely fantastic. Stephen he's brilliant. So yes. And Olga has her hand up. Unmute, Olga.
Yeah, they were fantastic, Stephen.
They were
with their own feel. The first is just beautifully done. The correspondence between the art that you created with your Fs and the music is superb. I mean, with all three of them. The second was really struck me. It reminded me of a film with Sean Connery that was really, really weird. Zorba or something like this.
Oh, you mean, oh yes, Zardoz. Well, that's funny because
Zardoz,
actually
yeah.
my stage name for electronic music is Giant Floating Head. So go figure. Because there's a giant floating head in that movie, right? So,
I thought there might be a little influence there from. I thought it was very, very interesting, and it has this kind of weird effect. You know, it's relaxing. I mean, maybe it's not supposed to relax you. Maybe it's, you know, but
there's definitely
it's a little bit trance-like. A little bit trance-like.
There is a hypnotic element. Yes.
There's a hypnotic element.
The same with Oz's. Like, yes,
With the first and the third especially, but the second one, Stephen, I wanted to say it really reminded me with that that odd sort of percussive thing that's going on with the I don't know if you know this, you must know, this composer who composed the theme song for The White Lotus, especially the third season. He's from Chile, but he lives in Canada. His name is Cristobal Tapia de Veer. Do you know his music?
No, but like, I'm being introduced to things that I would like.
You must listen to
I would
it.
probably like.
You must listen to it because I closed my eyes and I thought I was listening to that music from The White Lotus.
Yeah, which is fabulous, by the way.
It's fabulous. In fact, the music is almost better than the show. It's like I can close my eyes and just listen to the music. And when I was watching that second one, I was very much reminded of his music. It's Cristobal Tapia de Veer. And he's Chilean originally, but he lives now in Canada, in Montreal. So you must listen to that. The White Lotus, third season.
I'll remember like White Lotus music. Yeah, I was going to say Brenda knows a little more about the source of the music, of the sounds, because it's Shakespeare. It's from Shakespeare. It's
I love it. I love that piece. Yes,
it's the Forgeries of Jealousy speech from Midsummer Night's Dream, which is funny because it's such a whimsical play. But that speech is basically Titania yelling at Oberon, saying all your irresponsibility is causing environmental disasters. Crops are failing. The plowman can't. On and on and on. But anyway, that's kind of the sounds are all processing of that speech. So it's all speech kind of turned into that in kind of a synthesizer module that kind of imitates tape music called a morphogene. So when it's kind of filtered through that way, it's kind of picking out bits of the sounds, and the rhythm is phoned by the speech. Like I didn't actually process it. It's just kind of I didn't sequence it. It just kind of that's the rhythm of the speech.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, I think we should move on.
Brenda, I hate to say this, but I can't stay longer because we're already over the time. Can you set up another show so that we can just see your work?
Well, I thought we could go to 9:30, but if you want to...
But even 9:30 won't give you a chance to properly show your work and discuss it.
Well, I mean, I'd like to show it at least.
Okay.
Is that okay? Yeah.
I'll stay for it. I'll stay for it.
I was already sort of committed to something else. Okay, I'll stay till 9:30.
I'm good to watch, to stay, Brenda.
Oh, thank you.
Drink it. Drink the light. Drink in light, a mask's glitter gold foil, a gleaming metallic fabric shimmer sheens, dancing sun rays, Sun, O golden sun, eye of Ra illuminata, we orbit a nuclear fission of protons smashing, bonding, glowing megawatts in the heavens, our luminous star spinning the years of our lives. I burn with desire for vision. As a young woman, my body drawn upwards by a being of light, an angel, a near-death experience, such pure love, a magnitude of love fires my life. One's fragments, bits culled into wholeness. Visions ripen through our lives. Juliana of Norwich, a muse. Her revelations of divine love inspire. I dance circles round shining metaphors to find a speech that illumines and heals, and practice solar yoga with the pen's shining sword, words that cut to peace. Our sun shines on all, equally shines. Salutations of sunflowers, heliotropic prayer, following light, the burning ball holding our solar system intact, radiating photon solar flares and flames, a steadily burning fury at 15 million degrees Celsius, circadian rhythms of light and dark shape, bodies, molecules in our eyes, dreams, breathing forests. What do the eternal sunshine of tidally locked planets like our moon reveal and hide? We sleep on the dark side. Insurrection? In the biblical mythos? Banished by Archangel Michael's sun-flamed sword. As if fallen Luciferic energies pollute our planet, supplying us, profiteering from us, flinging greenhouse gases with unpoetic names, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, chlorofluorocarbons. Trapped industrial heat can't radiate out to space. Smog smolders, clogs vibrant rays of our beloved sun. Not yet, not yet. If there were time to massively shift. Flooded burnt fields too hot for living. Away, over there, awarenesses drift. In high oceans crusted in charred bits, our future indefinite. My 21st century Thel-like life under skies, flocking birds. I sip cappuccino, gaze out the window, the sky blue infinite, striations, puffs whitely glide, rain shine. Following Helios's chariot bright, the old palm reader said, everything in this hand points to the light. A quiet life, walking my tiny dog, chanting, meditating, into the heart of love, read, browse, text family, friends, paint, write readings, art shows, dinners, always a hidden lover, hang out, my ongoing battle with writhing words. Our gentle lives, the ways we heal each other. The African bush early childhood, a witch doctor, his teachings, healings, drummings, flow of inner electrics. Spirits wrestling sickness away, entering the bodies of the ill. A secret healing life, speaking out loud. Why tell, ever tell? Speak without stopping, now stop, nah, gentle penetrating, a physics of mystical love, flowing, radiant healing energy, subtle, a spectral wavelength. Meditations purify the chakras, spinning vortices of rarefied multi-hues from the heart, an expanse of compassion to the sufferings of others. Roses cluster, quiver, and blossom, irradiating in blaze. Tribal dancing, sun song, joy and vigor, dampening marches of disease, incantations for forces of health, rekindling the living flames we are, emanating a glow of spiritual love. The sun's brilliant aura aureole, thousand-petaled sahasrara, sweet manna, a honey light, nectar dripping magical mystical into the body, the world, the body, the world. They say we pass through the sun when we incarnate and die into the great light at the end. I shouldn't have had 2 glasses of wine. But that's the sun for you. So that was sunlight, mystical light healing. I hope that came across. And yeah, well, no, it's not a good idea to. But you know, it was probably a good. So thank you so much for coming out. I hope we both darkened and brightened your evening.
I'm just going to go on to the next one. It is another video dance poem. It was not meant to be ever shown. Like, this was a memoir and movement, and I would just set up a camera and dance. Anyway, let me just do it. It's completely different. It was done before Trump, so it's about Maggie Hamblin's 2016 painting called 2016 of a boat of migrants who drowned, and she painted the boat. It's got like a gold rim around it, and she painted the people on it. And as she kept painting it, the people disappeared. And let me play it.
Our bodies emanate into other bodies, making shapes in us. Songs on the ocean at night, floating sea of dinghies, caravans, marches, onward heave, home, a rubble of gunfire, a mob of righteous killers, fled, fleeing, unwelcome, echolocating, where? Cliff high, hang, fingertips touch, a dangerous passage of prayers, go backwards, blocked, the dark waters, a blue child cries, how comfort, rippling sea anemones, tangle in fugitive dreams. In the sealed truck without water, food, air, I carry to hold a lost baby who cries in my arms, is doubtful where exists, gloom and press of bodies, camps, one migrant bounds into thousands. I, my small space of safe, resonating.
Media slashes pleading to voyeurs interrupt a future of the past. The masses, ceaseless, throb, unresting, volcano of laments. No more than a shadow, moving as self-defense. Multitudes cry in our bodies, flea-flung souls.
I'm glad we got to see your work, Brenda, too.
Getting pretty tired of these dance pieces, but I have a couple more that are in improv. They take me, like the first one, I think is 2 years or maybe 3. They take a long time. Yeah.
I especially like the crowd scene at the very end. That was very
Yeah.
cool. That really hit me. I felt that.
The last one was really, really moving, Brenda. Beautiful music and the words were really
I
good.
don't know why YouTube has let that through. It's never been public, that video. I had it playing on speakers, maybe. I don't know. It is Avro part. So, yeah.
So, Brenda, I want to say also that it's really good to hear your voice coming through. And that you're not using another voice or trying to pipe another voice in, because I think your voice is also very integral to the movement and the dance.
Like that first piece, I don't know how
Absolutely
many,
integral to it.
but I don't know how many times I recorded that. And that recording that you heard there was recorded maybe around 4:30 this afternoon, and I was trying to edit it. I think that one works actually. It's
Yeah.
hard. It's really, really hard for me because it has to be a voice that I can bear to listen to a few times. So
Well,
that's
it's
my
hard also
criteria. If I can bear.
to move and also to have the voice come through in a resonant way. So I found that quite remarkable in both pieces, but in the first one, you're moving a lot. And the voice is key to it. And then the words just pop out, like my ongoing battle with writhing words, and your words really complement the movement, which is beautiful. And
So
both
at
of
the
them.
at the Transac, the music, I mean, Oz would do better than that. But I did join a site called Audio. I paid a lifetime membership, so I can get music and not get slapped with a royalty thing. Even common open source or common whatever. My brain isn't
Creative
working.
Commons?
Yes, even music like
Creative
that, when
Commons?
somebody puts it in an album on CD Baby, then I get, even though when I did it, it was say from Jamendo, and it was, yeah. So I ended up joining, a music site, and it's really hard to find the kind of music I actually would like to have. But anyway, I had that music, and I had an earlier version of that piece, which is memoir, poetry, life writing, the
Oh,
muse,
I would love to hear
So
what you have to say about
I just want to say I played it at the Transac on the speakers, and I danced to it. That's why it's so integrated. And then I had to refit the edited version into the old version. Never mind. Go ahead, Oz.
Oh no. I would love to hear what you have to say about your touching on the shamanic, because I see you going in that direction quite often when you're performing, and I can feel that it's almost like you're capturing a shard of culture that mostly we don't pay attention to.
It's kind of a big part of my private life. Let's put it that way. Yeah. Yeah.
There's a freeing aspect to viewing it too, because you are so fluid and free moving in your costume and in your expression with the voice over and so much a part of it. When watching it, I also feel this kind of opening up through your movement, which is great. That's because nice. I would never be able to do that. You know, I
have
feel
no
so
idea why
restricted
I
and
still
restrained,
can.
and it's wonderful to see you doing that.
I have no idea at my age why I still can, but who knows? Just do it while you can, right? Yeah.
And I love the way in the first piece that you were able also to create that kind of spectral effect, you know, with the doubling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Well, I actually fell. I was spinning. I had 2 glasses of wine, and I should never have done that. And when I was spinning, and I can spin a lot and not fall, but I think it was because I was slightly drunk.
No, but it looked like the image was parting, right?
I
like
know,
you
but
could
nobody
see.
came to help me. And afterwards, they said, well, they thought it was part of the performance. So when I was editing the video, it was just kind of very dull to see me getting back up. So I did split it, I did layer it, and I did some things that were really, I enjoyed with the light and the shape and the gold and the, yeah. And it's sort of a shamanic kind of, leaving the body, because there is an image in there of being drawn up from my body experience I had at 28. So there is a sense of the shaman traveling, right?
Yeah.
Is that there?
That's there for me.
But
it's there in the splitting, the two sun dance or whatever that is. Yeah.
And in also the other one too, when we birth, when we incarnate, we come through the sun, that it's in the second one too.
Oh, I know, that's Steiner. Well, you know Steiner. Yes. Well, he says we go to the moon, but I put them in the sun.
Well, we go to the moon on the way out.
Yes.
We come in through the sun.
The whole notion of we die into the great light is across many, many cultures. Yeah. So it's 9:30. Any wrap up? You can all unmute. I don't know if I can unmute
Just want
everybody.
to thank you so much, Brenda, for bringing us together and holding us in this space. It's great.
I just got to give more time.
I messaged to put off I had another thing that I'm supposed to be doing now, but I put it off. It'll be later.
Thank you.
But it's really good to be here.
We had quite a wide variety of work, like really wide. And I'm really sorry, Oz. I don't think we have time. But Black.
It's absolutely fine. I enjoy myself totally with people's work.
Oh, you guys would love this piece, but
we'll do it again. We'll do it again.
I'm fading myself, so it's
We'll have another event because we won't be able to give it our full rapt attention.
Well, we could do it next year. I run this only once a year. And it's just giving me and other people a deadline, and we get some work finally finished.
Maybe we won't wait a year.
Well, we'll see. But I mean, with me, I was at York around 2000, and I was doing this birth. I was thing on birth, but I started doing these performances because I have all these birth paintings, like a journal of my first pregnancy, plus the dance, plus poetry. So I was doing it. This performance at York and at Oise, during conferences, and it was getting incredible feedback. And so I always wanted to do this kind of thing. But when I was younger, which would have been much better because, younger, But I didn't have the equipment or the know-how. I didn't have the money to buy equipment. And now I've got equipment and I, know how to edit the way, my own style. So I'm kind of living out a dream 25 years later,
Keep living it. Keep living it. Yeah. Yeah.
But
So
that's our lives. I mean, there we do have visions. We do have things we want to do. And I don't think should stop us. Right? Anyway, thank you, Elana.
Thank you, everybody.
Franz was fantastic, and Oz, thank you, and Stephen.
It was great.
Thank
great
you.
to be here.
And yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. And it was good to see Rocco's. Thank you, Rocco. I mean, it was all quite different, although there was a resonance between you and Oz, Stephen and Oz, and some. If you see if you see Black Buto, you will see what I mean.
No, I'd love to see that, but actually, I was thinking that it was like started off with Franz Kafka, and I think sometimes he was just F. So
I wanted to ask you about that, Stephen, if it had to be an F or if it could be a K, and I thought maybe the F is good because it's boxy and it's missing that little foot that would close it into an E. So I was wondering why the F, if it could be any letter, if it had to be the F.
Well, because the type of life form is a Foraminifera. Which is, like I said, is a little tiny plankton, and it's like, I think it's like a protozoa with a cell, right? So, how could I abstract it? I abstracted it to an F.
F.
So that's the reason.
Got it. Yeah.
And then it kind of became an art piece. What can you do with something that shape? So, yeah.
So it's right in the middle of Kafka. Yeah. Yeah. And if you take it out, then it's just Kaka.
There you are.
There you are. So I'm going to say good night, everybody. I'll see you soon, Brenda, and also you, Mary Lou, and John.
Yes.
And hopefully,
thank you.
I'll see also everybody else in the not too distant future. Okay. Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Good night. Good night. And thank you. It was really a great evening. It's so enriching and inspiring. Like next year, I mean, maybe we be the same. Karen, I've got to get you to do something.
Yeah.
It's going to go so.
I want to see you soon again, Karen.
There is that poem Image that Stephen, I can't remember his last name, did years ago. I don't know if you featured them. But
anyway, yeah.
Sleep.
Okay, we're headed off. Oh, my little baby's crying. I got it. Oh, come here. You just come here. We got to go to a puppy pad.
You guys.
Say goodbye. Say goodbye, Aisha. I'm too busy fighting me. Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.